This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Oral History. I'm Kim Patterson. Each autumn in the early part of the 20th century, many Southerners made time for a hog killing. The slaughter offered a change in diet, but more importantly, yielded enough food to help families get through the winter. Longtime Waco resident Louise Murphy recalls that hog killing was a family affair, with even children given responsibilities.
They give me the intestines. I had to go get me some water, put them intestines in a pan of water. Then I had to get me a jar of something, get water in, hold this intestine up, and pour it till it was clean on the inside. Then I put him on the table, and I would scrape him. I'd scrape him. I'd get a hairpin and put over it, and I'd bring all that stuff out until you could see through that intestine just as clear as it could be. And that's what we stuffed our sausage in.
Murphy describes a few hog delicacies.
The brains. I had a brother-in-law that had to have them brains and scrambled eggs. And my dad would save the liver and the lights. And my mother would go in and put her big pan on, and she'd put liver and lights, cook them together.
Lights refers to the lungs of the hog. Thomas Wayne Harvey of Waco remembers how his father handled the meat.
Dad would hang the hog up, and he would quarter it out, and he had a wooden 55-gallon barrel there, and it's about 4 inches in the bottom was full of salt. And then he'd put a slab of bacon and then cover that with salt, and then another slab of bacon and cover that with salt. And it was always all salt pork and salt hog all the way up the top. And then his hams, they put all kind of seasoning on the hams that got over there, and he had a brand new toe sack bag, and they put that ham in there, and they hung it up. He'd go out there and tend that ham, and by the time Christmas got there, you could take a ham and cut the toe sack off, and you could eat the ham raw because it was cured. It was really divinely cured.
The attitude in a hog killing was waste not, want not, as Harvey explains.
Most of the hide they made pork rinds out of, hog hides nowadays you call them, but back then you call them cracklings. And then of course they used the meat out of the head for minced meat. Even the feet was put in a solution, and the hooves was taken off of them, the hide was taken off of them for pig's feet, and they'd pickle pig's feet. About the only thing that was left of the hog that was never cured or treated was a tail, as far as I know.
Hog killings as performed in the early 1900s have largely disappeared over the years. But some enthusiasts of homegrown, old-fashioned hog products still carry out the tradition. For program transcripts or more information about the Institute for Oral History, visit baylor.edu/livingstories.
Thanks for listening to the Waco History Podcast. Like what you heard? Subscribe, rate, and review our show on iTunes so we can reach more listeners. You can find show notes and info on every episode at wacohistorypodcast.com, and more info on Waco's past at wacohistory.org. Our theme music, used with permission, is Cross the Brazos at Waco, performed by the late Billy Walker. For more info on Billy's music, go to billywalker.com. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. This has been a Rogue Media Network production.
Frozen, heroes. Gonna tell you about frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about.
Hey, I'm Zach.
And I'm Mike.
And we have a fantastic new podcast to tell you about. Bros, Foes, and Heroes. It's the two of us looking into the world of comics, breaking down some characters that you may have never heard of, and some that are just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, so Zach comes up with a character each time, and I go into it just completely blind. I don't know who this person is or what their abilities are or anything, and basically I guess we kind of go over their origin story and just some of the ridiculous stuff that maybe, especially Golden Age stuff.
Oh, Golden Age stuff is always the best, and we will make sure to highlight all of the shenanigans and just absolute weirdness of everything.
Yeah, that's right. So subscribe today and follow us on Instagram at Bros Foes Heroes.
And if you don't, I know where you live. Not really, but please subscribe.
Bros and foes and heroes. Gonna tell you about bros and foes and heroes. Gonna tell you about.
Hi, I'm Hank. You might remember me from a show called King of the Hill. Check out a King of the Hill rewatch podcast. These boys ain't right, but they are funny. Find the podcast anywhere you get your podcasts or at roguemedianetwork.com. I tell you what.